I got a chance to interview JP several times. We usually go to lunch, and one time he let me actually run a recorder so I would get every thing he said to my dumb questions correct when I wrote this column about it. And this was a few years ago, and I began by asking him, there are rumors that you are stepping aside, but I think I want to get the story straight from the horse's mouth. And he said, well, what are you saying? I look like a horse? I said, no, I'm not saying that. By the way, how old are you? And then he got up from the table and did this bit. 80 sometimes. He committed to the bit. And so I said, look, JP, anybody growing up here in the 60s and 70s and even in the 80s, to them, you're an icon. And he said, yes, I know. That's how I conned you into picking up lunch today. Right on top of his head. Man, I wish I could pick up lunch for him tomorrow because I love that man, and I know you did too, everybody. Much has been said about him today too, but perhaps of all Seattle's broadcast performers, or any performer for that matter, he was something special and stands on a pedestal of his own. And people say, why is that? I said, I don't think the answer is that complicated. Chris Wheatus was real. That might sound odd when you're talking about a man that dressed up in makeup and clown clothing, but no amount of artificial cover-up could disguise the very genuine, kind, and immeasurably funny man that resided under that makeup. Kids picked up on that too. You can fool an adult, as you know, Mr. Mayor, easily. But you can't fool a kid. It just can't be done. And they recognize him for what the kids can spell a phony from 10 kilometers away. So kids picked up on that, and they recognized JP as a good-natured, smart aleck, sort of a benign insurrectionist that kids not only were amused by, but felt that they could trust. So, having said all of that, we're going to get to the matter at hand here today. And I just want to add one other little part of that interview I thought might be pertinent here. Because he said that he didn't think himself as a good clown. He always said that. He said, I dress in clown clothes, but I don't know any tricks. I don't drive a little teeny car. I'm just not a clown, really. And I said, well, what about balloon animals? Can you make those? And he said, yeah, but they all look like legless, headless, tailless dachshunds. And I said, what about this sidekick of yours, Gertrude? He said, yeah, she kicked my side quite a bit, but I was fond of her. And I said, and this is where I became Mike Wallace. I said, isn't it true that Gertrude was actually a man named Bob Newman? And JP said, I've heard that rumor. I'm not really sure. All I can tell you is that I've never seen Gertrude and Bob Newman in the same room together. That doesn't really mean anything. I've never seen Gertrude in the same room with Tim Eyman either, so who knows? Who knows? Well, I heard you just part of the proclamation and then we're going out there to do it, okay? From the City of Seattle, Resolution 31413. It's got a lot of whereases in it. Whereas the City of Seattle has been fortunate to be the home of many great artists and thinkers and performers of all types, but one of our most enduring and treasured icons was Chris Wheatus, a.k.a. J.P. Patches. And whereas on television from 1958 to 1981, Mr. Wheatus entertained generations of Seattle area children and adults with his unrehearsed show, broadcast live and often twice in a day. And whereas since Mr. Wheatus' passing earlier last summer, many of Seattle's residents have gathered to pay respect to the memory of J.P. Patches, and we would like you to join our community by paying tribute now. Therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Seattle, the Mayor concurring that Section 1 North 34th Street between Fremont Avenue North and Troll Avenue North shall be an honorary designation as J.P. Patches Place.